Oh, hi there, everyone. I would like to talk to you a little bit about social conditioning. Um, it can happen when, for a lengthy period of time, the people around you um, will only talk to you in a certain way. Maybe you've done something to offend them and they just don't like you. Um, that could be anything from they don't like your opinions on the world, um, you're socially awkward, maybe they don't like your work ethic, maybe they don't like you at school, and there might be a few people in the group with big mouth who will say anything about you just because they don't like you. And most people actually are quite stupid. They just, if someone says it convincingly enough, they believe anything. Um, and that's a vicious mentality, because it really could happen to anyone, and there's numerous reasons why that could come about. With me, I've made videos saying I don't like Asians, and that's just the truth. I don't. Um, I can say that with full confidence, knowing that I can walk down the street and nothing's going to happen to me. I'm perfectly comfortable saying that I don't like Asians. And I think you should be allowed to feel that way. Um, there's a lot of bad things that come with it. I live in a city where there are a lot of Asian people. And they come from a part of the world that I cannot stand. And if it didn't exist, then I'd be all the more happy. Um, doesn't mean I don't like certain Asian people who happen to be Asian. I did make a video a few months ago where I said I didn't have anything against Jewish people. They're just some people who happen to be Jewish that I don't like. And that's the same thing with Asians. And the thing is, um, white supremacists, although if you're open about it, you'll get all kinds of names hurled at you. You get called stupid, you'll get called inbred, you'll get called who knows what, all kinds of names. And you may not necessarily hear it, but they say it. And I have had it said to me a couple of times. And, well, for starters, that just isn't true. And it's quite hypocritical. Like, Asians are not one to talk about inbred and being stupid and everything else that comes with it. I have to be kind of careful what I say because I don't really know who's watching my videos, so there are some things I could say. They're not mean spirited things. They're just the truth. But I don't know. Pick my time to say them. Anyway, you can be put in a social situation where you don't go with women a lot, and that could be because you're a white supremacist. Um, that usually happens. Um, and you go so long without it, you get conditioned into whenever women come around, uh, you want to be friendly with them because you never know when they're going to be around again, if ever. Asian women know this, and they think you're just putty in their hands. And one of the things they like doing is destroying white supremacy in the mind of a person. Because they're actually quite attracted to white supremacists. They just want to destroy them at the same time. And that unfortunately doesn't work for me. I can't go along with that. I'm not going to get bought off by some pussy. Might go with them for a few weeks, whatever, casual kind of thing. I don't have to be openly hostile about Asians to them, but if they ask me, I'll tell them the truth. Look, I don't like Asians. Um, I mean, I would no serious commitment with Asian women. That's That's just the bottom line. Because you could never entirely trust them. They will start to try and creep thoughts into your head by conditioning you over time. And it doesn't have to be done by actual language. It can be done just by your social atmosphere, what's going on in your immediate surroundings. And actually, it can be more effective when proper English isn't spoken. Because if they have to start using real words that actually mean things, then you automatically know where they're coming from. If they have to explain themselves, then you know what they're thinking, and their social conditioning doesn't work as well. That's a dirty, underhanded way to talk to someone. It's when you know you're wrong and you can't prove that you're right. And you know you can't if you try and discuss things like a normal human being. Try to be reasonable about these sort of things, but sometimes we live in a very unreasonable world, and people aren't fair. People do say mean things, and you know, there's political red tape, most certainly around me. I can never get anywhere in life where I want to go. I can't even get rid of this sore throat as fast as I want to because, I had made video saying I felt like I was a guinea pig for mental health. They let me run around, but I'm basically in a fishbowl. I don't actually get to go anywhere really. And that's all due to people saying malicious lies about me, stuff they can't prove, and I can't even begin to imagine what the names they've called me. No, I can handle that because, most of it just isn't going to be true. And people can be very manipulative. They can be just like downright dirty and vicious. Okay, so offhand, saying that I'm a white supremacist, people think I think mean-spirited thoughts all the time, and I'm not a nice guy. That isn't true. As I said, I don't not like Asians because they're Asians. I don't like Asian politics. And if a person just wants to be a nice person, get on with their day, I don't have a problem with them, no matter what their color is. So long as there ain't too many of them, because they got a biological clock as well. So that has to be considered. But we are experiencing propaganda and social influence from parts of the world where they really shouldn't have a say on what the social atmosphere is in our country. It is none of their business, and it never will be their business. And the only reason it goes on is because there's certain politicians that see some advantages in this way of doing things. Maybe they have investment in those countries. Maybe they have like reporters and business associates, whatever, in those countries. And obviously, with the dawn of internet, smartphones, and all that other kind of crap, negative information from one side can travel to the other side very quickly. And if you got business associates in parts of Asia, and you say a bunch of shitty things, then your business associates in Asia could get in a spot of bother. And that's kind of scary. You don't want to be responsible for someone else getting in trouble. That's why I would never send anybody out to go to anywhere nasty. I wouldn't do it. In fact, I would tell him, no, don't go there, man. Just don't do it. But some people don't listen. Some people, they don't want to hear it. I tried. Did what I could. Anyway, I'm talking about a few different subjects, and in these sub-subjects, I can make whole videos on those subjects on their own. But I just wanted to go over a few things. Primarily that I ain't been with a woman since I don't even remember. Very long time. Yeah. Well, I knew that there are Asian women that were attracted to me, and that's okay. Go for them a little while, be friends with them. That's okay. I don't mind. I don't have to actually know who they are at this point. Whatever. But there is this really stupid kind of community feeling, or that's not the right word. I mean, what word am I looking for? A general consensus. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Well, basically, in the white community, that all Asian women are good looking. That's actually very not true. There are a lot of ugly Asian women. I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but that's the truth. Sure, it is true that there are a lot of white women that are ugly too. There's a lot of ugly people altogether. And then there are people who are, moderately attractive. And then there are the really attractive people. And, I'm not sure I really want, the perfect, super attractive chick to go with. Because you're always looking over your shoulder. Because there'll be some guys, wanting to get with her. And, I don't really want that on my plate. I don't want to have to be, fighting off guys constantly just to have a normal relationship. Yeah, like, it gets to the point where people are just unreasonable. You can't talk to them, you can't deal with them, and they start doing things without you knowing about it. And I also made a video about that. You don't know that you don't know what's going on. And this is very true with me. It's really spooky. There's a lot of people who know me, and I don't know anything about them. And yeah, it is a little strange. I just when I got kind of into normal kind of social situation where I can communicate with friends and have some girlfriends and go to parties and watch hockey and do cool things. That would be nice. But I do have my share of enemies, and I'm gonna have to look over my shoulder the rest of my life probably. Because I'll never just be comfortable, because the second I let my guard down, relax, somebody who doesn't like me, holds a grudge, is going to come up and get me. And that would not be good for me. I don't think I would enjoy that. And I had the strong suspicion it is most certainly going to be an Asian person. For whatever reason they have, there's some people that don't like the idea of me going with a white woman. I mean, to be honest, I think attractive white women, attractive Asian women, the attractive white woman is better. Um, that's my opinion. You know, you can think what you want. Although, if you're a white person and you think Asian women are better looking, I might not have much respect for you. Might not take your opinion very seriously. Um, it, I guess it depends on situation to situation. Um, I don't really have any serious commitments to anything in my life right now. Well, I mean, I got a house and some nice stuff, and there are some people I don't mind. Um, but yeah, once you start to get to know people, you get into a certain zone. It's like that's it's very difficult to maneuver. Your options become limited, and you that gets back into the social conditioning that I was talking about. Um, if you stand out in a crowd, like I do, then it's very possible that and it could only just be a few assholes out there who don't like you. Doesn't have to be very many at all, and all of a sudden, as I said earlier, you could be put in a social situation that's not normal, where I don't know, you're basically walking around in the dark because you got so used to people not actually talking to you, and you don't know what people think of you, and you got to use that to your advantage. For me, they were giving me a sore throat for years and years. They wanted me to wither away and die. Without social media, I don't know where I'd be right now. I had no choice but to go to social media. I had no choice but to make a YouTube channel. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have any semblance of some kind of social stimulus. And I had to invent a reason for understanding why I was in the predicament I was in, and how things haven't changed. Now, I know things have picked up a little bit and a little bit escalated. I don't have a lot of proof of that. I don't, but that doesn't mean somebody else doesn't. I don't know that, though. That's a hypothetical. But I mean, I do have a video with 12,000 views. So, I don't know. If it says that I have 12,000 views, then there is the possibility 12,000 people watched my video. I don't know. That would be cool. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to tail this video off. You know, couldn't really stay on topic, but I got all kinds of thoughts going on in my head, and I just wanted to make my point clear that if an Asian woman comes around and starts being friendly and starts being verbally manipulative, which is possible, not going to put up with it. Not going to put up with that from anybody. You have to be solid on the inside. You have to be, this is who I am. I'm open to new ideas. I'll consider things, but I'm not gonna change myself in a way I don't like to accommodate other people. That's not gonna happen. It doesn't matter what you do to me. That isn't gonna change my opinion. You have to be careful because people will use media and they will use information to try to convince you that you're wrong and that you're stupid. And they'll do it in such a way that they'll present as little information as possible, and just try to convince you that you're wrong. But you have to see through the simplicity and climb the ladder, really climb the ladder of understanding. And unfortunately, when you do that, you make enemies. So I have my enemies. They're there anyway. They hold grudges and they're always gonna be my enemy. I don't even think about them, but don't even know who they are most of the time. But I'm not worried about it. I think everything will be fine. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.